Dear students, in this video on atoms and nuclei, we will study alpha particle scattering experiment and Rutherford's atomic model, Bohr's atomic model with some numerical problems. So let us begin with Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment. The experimental setup was given by Geiger-Marsden, so also called Geiger-Marsden experiment. So here we have a source of alpha particle which is bismuth 214, and you know that alpha particle is 2 alpha 4, its charge is plus 2, mass is 4, 2 units and 4 units. And here we have a thin gold foil. Its thickness is of the order of 10 to the power minus 7 meter. So it is extremely thin. We can assume that its thickness is nearly equal to the size of one atom. And now when the alpha, we need to find the path taken by these alpha particles. So for that, a screen of zinc sulfide is taken. It is called scintillating screen, and we have a detector. और ये जो स्क्रीन है वो पूरे में है, सो दैट कि अल्फा पार्टिकल कहीं भी जाएगा तो इसको डिटेक्ट कर सकता है. सो हियर you can see one alpha particle starting going at one point, another alpha particle, this alpha particle, you can see that. ये जिन पॉइंट्स पर अल्फा पार्टिकल पहुंचेंगे वहां पर scintillations होंगे which can be recorded. So a closer view of the same, you have a gold atom with this positive charge inside it, and see alpha particle going straight. When the alpha particle is coming closer to this center, see, look at it, its path is changed. इसकी स्कैटरिंग हो गई, डिफ्लेक्शन हो गया. सी, जब अल्फा पार्टिकल और पास आ गया तो ये एंगल और बड़ा हो गया. एंड व्हेन इट इज गेटिंग इवन क्लोजर, नाउ द एंगल इज गेटिंग बिगर. एंगल ऑफ स्कैटरिंग बढ़ रहा है. एंड सी, लुक एट दिस अल्फा पार्टिकल is returned back along the same path 180 degree. On the other side you can see, then another one. So आप देखो कि सेंटर से जो दूर वाले अल्फा पार्टिकल्स हैं वो अपने पाथ से कम हट रहे हैं, और सेंटर के पास जितने जितना जाते हैं उनका एंगल ऑफ स्कैटरिंग या डिफ्लेक्शन बढ़ता चला जाता है. ना इन सारे नंबर्स का ग्राफ इनके एंगल ऑफ स्कैटरिंग से जब बनाया गया, when these observations were plotted, you get a graph like this: scattering angle on x-axis and number of alpha particles on y-axis, and a graph comes somewhat like this. You see? So here you can see. Right. So when this angle is 0, scattering angle is 0, most of the alpha particles scatter at very small angles. So the number of alpha particles scattered at angle theta. Now जब angle बढ़ता है, as you can see यहाँ पर angle बढ़ गया तो number बहुत कम हो गया. With increase in angle of scattering, the number goes on decreasing, so much so कि only 1 in 8,000 alpha particles are returned along the same path. So Rutherford ने इन सारे observations से conclusion निकाला. So let us see the conclusions drawn from this alpha particle experiment. And the first one is, most of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil without deflection. सारे मैक्सिमम अल्फा पार्टिकल सीधे चले गए. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि एटम का मोस्ट पार्ट एम्प्टी है, खाली है. द सेकेंड वन, he said alpha particles are scattered through all angles some are scattered at 90 degree and very few are scattered at 180 degree, roughly 1 in 8000. This means that alpha particle experiences a very strong repulsive force. भाई clearly alpha particle is positive और alpha particle जा रहा है पॉजिटिव चार्ज, ठीक है, और यहाँ से इसी रास्ते वापस आ गया. दैट मीन्स देयर मस्ट बी सम पॉजिटिव चार्ज हियर जो कि इसको रिपेल कर रहा है. एंड सो पॉजिटिव चार्जेस ऑफ एटम्स आर कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड एट अ वेरी स्मॉल प्लेस कॉल्ड न्यूक्लियस. ही सेड कि वो जो सारा पॉजिटिव चार्ज एक बहुत ही छोटी सी जगह पर कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड है, दैट मस्ट बी पॉजिटिवली चार्ज न्यूक्लियस, एंड रिमेनिंग all part is empty. And now since the atom is neutral तो वहाँ negative charges भी हैं. So what is it? The negative charges do not influence the scattering process, implying that nearly all the mass is concentrated at the center. उन्होंने कहा कि negative charge जो है वो बाहर है, scattering process को इफेक्ट नहीं कर रहा है. इसका मतलब यह है कि negative charges के mass negligible हैं. So सारा का सारा मास सेंटर पर है, विच इज एक्सट्रीमली स्मॉल प्लेस. सो बेस्ड ऑन दिस रदरफोर्ड proposed his planetary model. What is that? The negative charges revolve around positively charged nucleus as planets revolve around the sun. आपको पता है कि सन के अराउंड planets revolve करते हैं in stable orbits. He said in place of sun you have a nucleus, positively charged particles सारे के सारे वहाँ पर हैं, all the mass is there and electrons are revolving around it. Okay, so this model was called planetary model and it was very important model for those days. It gave you certain ideas. A basic structure of atom was given by this one. So he gave idea of distance of closest approach. He gave some idea of nuclear size. Not exact, but some idea of nuclear size. So what was done is an gold nucleus was taken. अब न्यूक्लियस में सारा का सारा पॉजिटिव चार्ज इनसाइड है एंड इट इज़ बम्बार्डेड विद अल्फा पार्टिकल हेड ऑन. हेड ऑन मीन्स वो सीधे सेंटर पर हिट करेगा, उसी रास्ते वापस आएगा. सो अल्फा पार्टिकल इज पॉजिटिव. नाउ व्हेन इट अप्रोचेस इसकी वेलोसिटी कम होती जाएगी बिकॉज इट इज़ एक्सपीरियंसिंग रिपल्सिव फोर्सेस. इसकी काइनेटिक एनर्जी कम होती जाएगी, बट एज इट रीचेज क्लोजर टू द पॉजिटिव चार्ज इसकी इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी विल इंक्रीज एंड at a particular point this alpha particle will stop for a moment. Its velocity will become zero, kinetic energy will become zero, सारी की सारी kinetic energy potential energy में convert हो जाएगी and then due to repulsive force it will return back. Okay, so here when an alpha particle approaches a heavy nucleus plus Ze head on with kinetic energy E, its velocity decreases due to repulsion and electrostatic potential energy increases till it stops for a moment and traces its path backwards. So at this state, this distance between the nucleus and the alpha particle is called distance of closest approach. So if R naught is the distance of closest approach to the nucleus, then at this position all the kinetic energy is converted to potential energy. So we can use the formula of kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is half mv square. Potential energy is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 upon r. You know this relation. So उस रिलेशन को हमने यूज़ कर लिया एंड फ्रॉम हियर जस्ट चेंज द साइड. आर नॉट को लेफ्ट में ले जाइए, काइनेटिक एनर्जी को राइट में लेकर आइए. यू गेट दिस रिलेशन. आर नॉट इज इक्वल टू 1 अपॉन 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट 2ze स्क्वायर अपॉन ई. दिस आर नॉट डिस्टेंस ऑफ क्लोजेस्ट अप्रोच इज greater than the radius of the nuclei but it gave some idea of the size of nucleus and a numerical based on this only. So, in Giger-Marsden experiment, what is the distance of closest approach to the nucleus of gold? Z is 79 by an alpha particle of 7.7 million electron volt energy before it comes momentarily to rest and reverses its direction. So here we have just done it. Kinetic energy of alpha particle is given 7.7 MeV. Distance of closest approach. Just done this relation. Put all the values. Now here energy is 7.7 electron volt. So 7.7 electron के लिए E million. Million is 10 to the power 6 and the value of Z is 79 given to you. E square. You can cancel one E in numerator and denominator. Just simplify and this R naught comes out to be nearly equal to 29.5 FM Fermi. 29.5 Fermi. This is much larger than the nuclear size of the gold, but it gave idea that the size of a nucleus is of the order of Fermi or femtometer. Now, drawbacks of Rutherford model. This Rutherford's model had great drawbacks. It could not explain stability of atom. As electrons revolving in circular orbit are accelerated, they will emit electromagnetic radiations continuously. So, due to loss of energy, the radius of path will decrease continuously till it falls into the nucleus within 10 to the power minus 8 second. So, the idea is very clear. The nucleus is positive और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स अगर यहाँ पर रिवॉल्व कर रहे हैं तो आपको पता है कि इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जो है चार्ज पार्टिकल्स हैं. सर्कुलर मोशन में एक्सेलरेशन होता है एंड एक्सेलरेटेड चार्ज पार्टिकल्स एमिट रेडिएशंस. ये रेडिएशंस एमिट करते हैं इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक रेडिएशंस. सो दैट मीन्स एनर्जी इज रेडिएटेड. सो इलेक्ट्रॉन अगर एनर्जी रेडिएट करेगा तो उसकी एनर्जी कम होती चली जाएगी. सो द रेडियस ऑफ ऑर्बिट विल गो ऑन डिक्रीजिंग. It will follow a spiral path or finally it will fall into the nucleus. So this model cannot explain stability of atom. And another important point, another important thing known those days was that every atom had a well-defined discrete spectrum. So this model could not explain discrete line spectrum of atoms. Now, in this case, electrons are spiraling continuously. और आपको पता है कि अगर कंटिन्यूस स्पायरलिंग हो रही है तो इसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी कंटिन्यूसली कम हो रही है. सो एन इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक एनर्जी शुड बी रेडिएटेड विथ कंटिन्यूस फ्रीक्वेंसी. यानी कि आपको एक कंटिन्यूस स्पेक्ट्रम मिलना चाहिए, पर ऐसा नहीं होता है. आपको जो स्पेक्ट्रम मिलता है वो स्पेक्ट्रम में डिस्क्रीट लाइंस होती हैं, क्लियर लाइंस होती हैं. लाइक सोडियम हैज़ 2 येलो लाइंस D1 एंड D2. सो दिस लाइन स्पेक्ट्रम को रदरफोर्ड का मॉडल एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाया. एंड ड्यू टू दीज थिंग्स द मॉडल वॉज डिस्कार्डेड एंड सम इम्प्रूवमेंट्स वर डन बाय Niels Bohr. He considered the quantum theory of radiations to explain the stability and other things. So, he made certain postulates. The first postulate is an electron revolves around the nucleus in fixed orbits where its angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, also called क्वांटाइजेशन कंडीशन. सो बोर्स ने की फर्स्ट पॉस्टुलेट ने इलेक्ट्रॉन की ऑर्बिट को फिक्स कर दिया. दैट मीन्स ये जो है अपनी ऑर्बिट नहीं छोड़ेगा और उस ऑर्बिट का जो एंगुलर मोमेंटम है वो h/2 का इंटीग्रल मल्टीपल होगा. Another important thing, while revolving in allowed orbits, electrons do not radiate energy. He said that if an electron is revolving in allowed orbit, it cannot radiate energy. But allowed orbit is given by this condition. And another thing what he said is, when an electron jumps from higher energy level to lower energy level, the energy difference is emitted as radiations. So यहाँ पर आ गई आपको फ्रीक्वेंसी कंडीशन और यहाँ पर उसने क्वांटम थ्योरी यूज़ कर ली रेडिएशन की. सो इफ़ ई आई इज़ इनिशियल एनर्जी स्टेट ई आई and EF is final energy state, an electron is jumping from higher energy level to lower energy level, then the energy difference is emitted as these radiations or photons. So जब तक इलेक्ट्रॉन अपनी अलाउड ऑर्बिट में है कोई एनर्जी का एमिशन नहीं होगा, बट अलाउड ऑर्बिट्स में अगर ये हायर लेवल से लोअर लेवल पर आएगा तो इस एनर्जी डिफरेंस को एमिट करेगा एज फोटॉन्स. दैट मीन्स द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ एमिटेड रेडिएशन इज फिक्स्ड, सो you will obtain a discrete spectral line, whether absorption or emission. So this is also called frequency condition. And based on this, Niels Bohr gave the radius of hydrogen atom. He estimated radius of hydrogen atom. As you can see, the hydrogen atom has one proton in its nucleus, and electron is revolving around it in radius r with velocity v. So according to him, the necessary centripetal force for circular motion of electron is provided by electrostatic attractive force between negative electron and positive nucleus. What is that? ये पॉजिटिव है ये नेगेटिव है, इनके बीच में इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक अट्रैक्शन है और वो जो अट्रैक्टिव फोर्स है टुवर्ड्स द सेंटर that provides necessary centripetal force. So using that relation only, so you can see centripetal force F is equal to mv square upon r. It is equal to the Coulombian force 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 upon r square, and from here you can cancel 1 r and you get mv square is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught E square upon r. So equation 1. And now we can use Bohr's quantization condition. Now the angular momentum of electron L will be equal to mv. mv is linear momentum. Linear momentum into r becomes its angular momentum. So this angular momentum is equal to nh upon 2 pi. Angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, where h is Planck's constant. So from here what you get is, simplify this, the value of v is nh upon 2 pi mr, and put this value in equation 1. So equation 1 में आपने ये वैल्यू डाल दी, ये जो इक्वेशन 1 है, सी इस इक्वेशन 1 में आपने v की वैल्यू यहाँ से उठाकर आपने डाल दिया, तो mv स्क्वायर बिकम्स दिस मच. इसको आप क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई कीजिए, सिंप्लीफाई कीजिए, कीप n स्क्वायर आउटसाइड एंड रिमेनिंग थिंग्स इनसाइड द ब्रैकेट. सो इफ यू लुक एट इट, ब्रैकेट में जितने भी टर्म्स हैं, एप्सिलॉन नॉट, h स्क्वायर, पाई e स्क्वायर n, दीज ऑल आर कॉन्स्टेंट्स. ये जो ब्रैकेट के अंदर हैं ये सब के सब कांस्टेंट हैं, एंड व्हेन यू पुट देयर वैल्यूज, दिस कांस्टेंट इज से r नॉट. So you get this r is equal to n square r naught. The value of this r naught is 0.529 angstrom. It is also called Bohr's radius. So in the first orbit when n is equal to 1, r is equal to 0.529 or 0.53 angstrom. That means कि फर्स्ट एनर्जी स्टेट में इलेक्ट्रॉन की ऑर्बिट का साइज जो है वो नियरली 0.53 एंगस्ट्रॉम है और इसका जो डायमीटर विल बी अबाउट 1 एंगस्ट्रॉम, राइट. एंड another important outcome is r is proportional to n square. So the radius of first orbit is 0.53 angstrom. Second orbit, radius of second orbit will be 4 times this one. Radius of third orbit will be 9 times this one. So इस बोर्स क्वांटाइजेशन कंडीशन को लेकर radius of hydrogen atom was estimated, and it was estimated very correctly. Now, another important relation for energy of electrons in hydrogen atom. So here, necessary centripetal force for circular motion, we have just done it. F is equal to mv square upon r and 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Charge on proton, charge on electron, r square. यहाँ से mv square की वैल्यू हमको मिल गई. And from here, if you see this mv square from the previous derivation only, इस relation से, now kinetic energy is half mv square, so half से multiply कर दीजिए. The value of kinetic energy is this much, 1 upon 8 pi epsilon naught e square upon r, and electrostatic potential energy of electron and proton system is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. आपको मिलता है यहाँ पर Q1 Q2. Now 1 is positive, 1 is negative. उनकी electrostatic potential energy negative होगी upon R. So we have got the kinetic energy of electron, potential energy of electron. So the total energy of electron will be sum of these two, and इसको add कीजिए. The total energy comes out to be 1 upon 8 pi epsilon naught minus e square upon r. Now, the significance of this negative sign is that the electron remains bound in its orbit. See, इलेक्ट्रॉन की एनर्जी नेगेटिव है, टोटल एनर्जी नेगेटिव है, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन जो है ऑर्बिट में बाउंड रहेगा, इसकी ऑर्बिट स्टेबल रहेगी, इसको छोड़ के ये नहीं जा सकता. ठीक है, इसको छोड़ के तभी जाएगा जब इतनी ही पॉजिटिव एनर्जी इसको सप्लाई की जाए, एंड दैट विल बी कॉल्ड इट्स बाइंडिंग एनर्जी, एज यू हैव डन इन केस ऑफ सोलर सिस्टम. सो हियर इफ यू कंपेयर दीज रिलेशंस, see this total energy और kinetic energy, इन दोनों का रिलेशन देखो, एक माइनस का डिफरेंस है. So the total energy is negative of kinetic energy, and the potential energy is twice the total energy, which is minus twice the kinetic energy. So this relation is going to help you in solving many numerical problems. And now, when you put the value of r, radius of the path in this relation from the previous derivation, like it was n square r naught. Now the value of r naught is known to you, और आप इसकी और इसकी सारी values डाल दीजिए, you get this relation. And you convert the energy to electron volt. Then the energy of electron in nth orbit comes out to be minus 13.6 upon n square electron volt. And 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. It is energy. So a very, very important relation. You must remember it. And now, from this relation only, we can find out energy of electron in different orbits. So, energy of electron in nth orbit is given by this one. Now, the first energy level is also called ground state, which is the minimum possible energy, and for that n is equal to 1. So E1 is equal to minus 13.6 electron volt. And for second energy level, now the second energy level is also called first excitation state. So when you put n is equal to 2, the total energy comes out to be minus 13.6 electron volt. And the third energy level, also called second excitation state, when you put n is equal to 3, comes out to be minus 1.51 electron volt. Similarly, third excitation state is minus 0.85 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट. आप देखो कि जैसे जैसे ये दूर होते चले जाते हैं, देयर एनर्जीज आर इंक्रीजिंग. सी नेगेटिव एनर्जी है ना, तो जैसे जैसे न्यूक्लियस से इलेक्ट्रॉन दूर हो रहा है उसकी एनर्जी इंक्रीज हो रही है. मैग्नीट्यूड इज डिक्रीजिंग and at infinity, when n is equal to infinite, the energy is 0. So when the electron goes further off, जितना ये न्यूक्लियस से दूर जाता है इलेक्ट्रॉन, उसकी एनर्जी बढ़ती चली जाती है और फाइनली 0 हो जाती है. Velocity of electron in its orbit. Now, when electron is revolving in its orbit, we have to find out its velocity. So the angular momentum L is mvr, that is nh upon 2 pi. Quantization condition. From here, velocity v is nh upon 2 pi r, nh upon 2 pi mr. और आपको r की वैल्यू ऑलरेडी पता है, n square r naught. We have done it. And we can put all the values. See, all these are constants now. इस एक n से एक n cancel कर दीजिए. This 1 upon n comes out. And all the terms inside the bracket are constant. Put their values. And we arrive at this very important relation, that velocity of electron in its orbit, nth orbit, Vn is V naught upon n. That means velocity in ground state upon n, right? And if we introduce velocity of light in here, the relation becomes 1 upon 137 c upon n, where c is velocity of light in vacuum and n is the number of orbit or energy state or principal quantum number. So based on this, a simple numerical problem which is often asked in examination also. So let's see. Calculate the kinetic energy and potential energy of electron in first excitation state in hydrogen atom, and also find velocity in its orbit. So energy का relation in nth orbit is En is minus 13.6 upon n square electron volt, and for first excitation state that is asked, and for that n is equal to 2. So Et is equal to minus 3.4 electron volt. यहाँ पे n is equal to 2 डाल दीजिए. Now kinetic energy will have same magnitude, but kinetic energy is always positive, and potential energy will be twice of it but negative. So minus 6.8 electron volt. So this you have to remember and understand also. Now velocity of electron in nth orbit, V is equal to V naught upon n, and this relation, so put the value of c here and n here. यहाँ पर आप डाल दीजिए. So the velocity comes out to be c is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second upon 137, and n is equal to 2. Simplify it. It comes out to be 1.09 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. This is velocity of electron in first excitation state. So with this, I come to the end of this video. I am sure and I hope that it is useful to all of you. Thank you for watching it.